And good morning. It is Wednesday. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. We're getting prepared for the morning show that kicks off at 7 o'clock. I hope you'll come back and join us with that. Already warming up. We're up to, I think, 56 now. Unfortunately, the bad news is it's going to get to 88. A little bit warmer today than I expected. I was hoping some of this cooler weather, but it's coming this weekend. We've got rain and the threat of severe weather. We'll tell you all about that coming up in a few moments as we get ready to tell you all about the weather and things that are going on. Charlotte, good morning. Bob is up. Terry joins us. Chris, also Mark, Judy. So good to see y'all. Demopolis, Alabama, checking in at the Big River there. We'll be right back as we get this day underway, and we're going to get a lot of headlines that are happening across America. Some will make you scratch your head. Some of it will make you mad. Some of it will make you smile. All that's on the way. Let's go to Collinsville now, to the First Baptist.
Abram had finally arrived to the land that God showed him, but he and his nephew, they so quickly became blessed in Genesis 13 that they had to go separate ways. The land where they were couldn't sustain them both, and so Abram broke the news to Lot, but he softened the blow by letting him choose his land first. So Lot lifted his eyes and he saw the whole plain of the Jordan River Valley, lush, well-watered like the Garden of Eden. So he chose that one for himself. And it made perfect sense. I mean, any advisor would have approved of that one, right? It was the smart move, the smart choice. But Lot chose with his eyes and not his faith. Meanwhile, Abram took what was left, the less impressive land, the harder path. Yet after Lot departed, God spoke to Abram this incredible promise. Everything he could see would belong to his descendants forever. Now, here's the contrast. Lot chose what looked best. Abram chose what honored God. Now, you and I face the same choice constantly. That job with the bigger salary, but questionable ethics. The relationship that feels right, but pulls us from God's best. That shortcut that compromises our integrity. The life that looks impressive on social media, but feels empty and private. So look, faith doesn't always choose what glitters. Sometimes it chooses the narrow road, the humble option, the path that doesn't make sense on a spreadsheet. Lot's choice led him towards Sodom, a decision that would cost him dearly. Abraham's choice led him into deeper promises of God and deeper presence of God. So what choice are you facing today? The one that looks best or the one that honors God? Which way will you go? They're not always the same. You see, faith sees beyond the immediate landscape and it trusts that God's blessings aren't found in what we grab for ourselves, but in what we receive from His hand. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that message. I was telling Odie, Brother Ben will be joining us next week. This is going to shock you. It'll be 600 episodes next week that they've been with us on this program. We certainly appreciate that. That's about 3 years worth there. And coming up in January-ish, I believe it's toward the end of January, Odie's been here 3 years.
Yeah, wow.
It has flown, y'all.
Wow.
Debbie just didn't come back.
Threw me to the wolves.
She said, I don't feel well. I'll call you tomorrow. 3 years later, me and Odie's still waiting on her to call us. Good morning to you. I hope you're feeling well. Again, as we start this day out, it's 56. We hope you're feeling wonderful. Yesterday, and I didn't realize this the first time in the history of this, as Charlie Kirk's widow received the Presidential Freedom of Honor, the medal, the crucifix, the cross was put on the back. I did not know that had ever been done to a Presidential Freedom of Honor. It was engraved on the back. How special is that? Charlie being the first to get that. And it's just heart-touching. Presidential Medal of Freedom and Honor. That is just sweet, sweet, sweet. Hope you had a chance to see that. Do you realize that MSNBC is the only network that didn't carry that? Didn't bring it up. Didn't touch it. It's not that anybody was watching the network. It's just the principle of the thing. I thought I'd bring that up to you this morning there. As we look around, There's reasons behind this. I know that some people jump up and down, they turn purple and mad and almost want to pass out. The Trump administration has canceled one of the largest solar projects that's going on. I think it was called Esmeralda 7 was the name of that. It was a big one that was going to happen out in Nevada. These things go as quickly as they come. It was a huge money investment. One is already played out. 10 years is the best you'll get out of this, and you never get your money back out of it. It's why it's going away. Now, one day, all of that will change. As technology gets better and better and better, there will one day be an alternative to gasoline, fossil fuel, but we're not there yet. The battery-powered cars are on their way, but they're not quite there yet. No one's saying no to any of this. It's just it isn't cost-effective at this point. So that's what we know about that. This is bad. Georgia, did y'all hear about this? And I have driven I-85, and my knuckles were white, and I was ready to get home quickly. Georgia, a semi-truck crashed into a van. 8 people are deceased. Isn't that horrible? You ever been through Atlanta, I-85?
Oh, yeah.
It's 8, 9 lanes of traffic. Everybody's running as fast as they can.
Yeah, trying to get out of there.
Something special about sitting at the four-way stop and motioning with your hand for somebody to go. It really is. We're blessed and sometimes don't really realize that we are. What's going on in Los Angeles? Let's see here. Where is this going to go? And this is, I don't care how you slice it, because Mississippi tax dollars, Alabama tax dollars, Louisiana, go to California. It all put in a pot and it's distributed across the nation. Los Angeles County, and I want y'all to let this sink in, has declared a state of an emergency over immigration raids, which means that by doing this, they will be able to give tax dollar money to illegal immigrants. People voting to give your money to somebody who is not a citizen of the United States. Now, there's some that's going to 100% agree with me, and some that are going to be borderline on that. But you shouldn't receive American tax dollars unless you are an American citizen here in the States. Plain simple. You got to fix the problem. We do. And that's what we're attempting. California is fighting it 100%. Gold, a new high, y'all. You got any on a ring or something, you better hide it. $4,218.20 an ounce. Hubba hubba. I don't know what that's worth.
I don't know, yeah.
It's thin. It's about war.
There's some money involved.
It's small. I don't remember what that cost 35 years ago, but I bet that would cost you a pretty penny now. Alex Jones, you know who I'm talking about? The Sandy Hook guy. He went all the way to the Supreme Court, tried to block that $1.4 billion payout to the Sandy Hook victims, and the Supreme Court rejected it. He's got to pay. He doesn't have that. We all know that. They knew that when they done that. They will liquidate him and shut him down is what they're after. And I think it's going to work. As I go back, and I should have put this story right next to the thing in California when it comes to immigration. You have someone who actually does go through the system and do it, and after 2 years of being an American citizen, they've done the right thing. They filled out the paperwork. They became one. They're at protests trying to tear down statues across America. How do you feel about that? And they were they did a photo, was what got me all upset, and it was a statue of Columbus, and it had them doing a California howdy to American culture. Doesn't sit well with me. Again, if you don't love our country, you can leave it. Merle Haggard wrote a song about it, and it ought to be played every day. My, oh my. Let's see here. This one shocks me even more. As you know, they're calling some of this the Schumer shutdown, the Democratic shutdown, however you want to do this. But the people that protect our country. Now, let's just get down to the bottom of this. Don't make a whole lot of money. If you're enlisted in the armed forces, you're not going to become rich. You're not. You're doing it because you love our country or for whatever reason that you're there. What little money you get, you got to have to feed your family, this and that. Democrats are upset that President Trump has come up with a way to pay the troops that are protecting us. Now, let's just face it, the reason they don't want them to get paid is to where it would make one side or the other fail and give in. But our troops, they've got to be paid. Bottom line, they protect us. There's some bad people in this world. And these guys and ladies offer their lives every day on the line. They should be paid. And those arguing with this needs to really rethink that. Do y'all remember when this happened? It was in Pennsylvania where the guy, he set the governor's mansion on fire. Do you remember that?
Oh.
What a creep. He's pled guilty to arson. He will get 25 to 50 years in prison. Now, what did he get out of that by doing that? He did destroy something, but he's going to spend 25 to 50 years in jail. How much American history do you know? History, I love it. There's always a story of a hero that came out of nowhere, that come from nothing, became somebody. Theodore Roosevelt. They're going to be opening up a library in North Dakota for him next year. You have to pack a bag to get ready for this. 2026, that's coming. That's good. I'm glad they're doing that. Careful. During the summer, you run these risks of heat waves when you're out in these forests and go on these trails, national parks. We had 2 that have been hospitalized now that were attacked by grizzly bears. Something about mama and babies, and they don't like it. Be careful if you do this for fun and activities. It's serious there. We'll come back to that one. I hadn't really figured out how I'm going to address that story. We had a 14-year-old boy that was killed this week. It was in Missouri. He was not in the streets bothering anybody, but sitting on his couch playing a video game. A stray bullet went through the window and struck and killed him. Way too much violence. And y'all know that as well as I do. As we try to get grips on this all the way across America. It's a mess at this point. Now, let me touch back on this as I brought up California just a moment ago, to where they've issued an emergency to give American funds. These guys that are ICE agents, these guys that work at DHS, the ones that work at the Border Patrol, they encounter a lot each and every day. And let me tell you just how bad this has gotten. And again, $30,000, $40,000 a year. Sometimes you may make up to $50,000, depending upon what your rank is. The cartel is issuing bounties of $50,000 for their lives. They're just doing their job. But these people make so much money off drugs, off the backs of Americans, that they're willing to take out officers to get it here. It's a serious business. The cartels are sending people to Ukraine on the backside to learn how to operate drones. Why? Well, they can use drones to attack our agents. Drones are great, but in the wrong hands, it's not good either, is it? Another reason that the cartels are so mad at the U.S. of A., over 50 tons of cocaine has been seized by the U.S. Coast Guard. I don't know what the street value on that is, but apparently it's a lot. As we look here, do you remember Doge when we were having all the trouble in Washington? Y'all remember that? And workers were getting attacked. We've got 2 teenagers that have been... It's almost as if some of the judges don't put up enough bite into what they do. 2 teens are sentenced to probation because they assaulted a Doge representative. It's probation. They didn't learn anything out of that, did they? Give them a stiffer sentence. There's nothing like a life's lesson to teach you right from wrong, is it? Boy, we've got some judges that are weak across America, and you know that as well as I do. This was probably the story that gets under my skin. If you don't like something, you don't have to go there. And this was over Columbus Day. And this was in Spain. It happens in America also. But it was a museum. They had a picture of Christopher Columbus These two ladies go in, standing there taking a look at it, and they reach in their backpack, and they pull out a bucket of paint, and they throw it on it. It's going to get to the point to where you can't enter a museum with a bag, period, a baby bag or anything, because there's so many people that want to do harm to things. And this happens in America also. People that super glue themselves to paintings and throw it's ridiculous. If you want to make a difference, do something creative. Do you realize how many people in the world need coats? You could get out and do a fundraiser. Somebody do something creative for the neighborhood. Make a difference. Worried about paintings and Christopher Columbus destroying it. Makes me sick. There's people that are hungry. If you got that much idle time on your hands, you need to rethink what you're doing in life. It got under my skin. I thought I needed to share that. We have 4 people that have been arrested now in Leland, Mississippi. More arrests are most likely coming with this shooting that happened there in Mississippi. Oh boy, we have had it go down here. As we go to Florida, they did it. It was 30 years ago. He met his an arrangement was made there. 72, Samuel Lee Smithers was pronounced dead at 6:15 last night in the Florida State Prison. That makes number 14 this year in the state of Florida that has been executed for crimes that were done some 30 years ago. He was working as a church deacon when he done this. That's just horrible there. I won't go into the details of that. And I asked you yesterday, if you have not had a chance to read what's coming up in Mississippi, the governor put on his page the entire details of what the guy that is set for execution in Mississippi. Go back and read the governor's page on all of that. There was 2 women that this man killed that I was just talking about there. We have had 4 remains. Hamas has returned 4 remains back to Israel. One of them, as you'll find out, was not the actual remains. They've checked the identity on one of those. Now, that could have been a mistake. They've had those folks for 2 years. We don't know, but they have made a mistake on that one return that was not an actual person from Israel. 137 food trucks have now reached Gaza as they go in after the ceasefire to bring food to those who need it. And I'm sure that there are. If you've done any history, you'll know how bad Vicksburg was back in 1864, of just how bad it was when war breaks out and no one has anything to eat. It's rough. It's rough. What else do we have? We have some immigrants that's being held in custody. They've been held there. They've been denied bond. They're kind of losing hope on someone getting them out there, and they're self-deporting back to where they come from. Names are now starting to come out of that explosion that happened in Tennessee. 16 people, 16 workers are presumed dead is the way they worded it. God rest their souls. Y'all think about those. They've got family and friends all across this U.S. of A. And it's tough for that family to continue. A lot of times that's the breadwinner for the family that lost their lives. And now family, you know where I'm going with that. Let's see what else is happening today here. Boy, well, let's just skip that. We have a R&B, he was I believe he was an Oscar winner. D'Angelo, he was Grammy winning. That's what he won. 51 has passed away, pancreatic cancer. I don't know if y'all have heard about that or not. That's serious here. That's sad. 51 years old. That's a mighty, mighty, mighty young age to lose your life to that. But we've had people that are kids lose their life to cancer. Hopefully one day there will be an answer to this, a cure. It's tough. We'll be right back with that weather forecast as we're getting this day ready. Wilda, good morning there. Glad to see you joining us. Diane is there. Laura, morning. We'll be right back with that weather forecast here at the Scotty Ray Report.
For over 40 years, you've been able to count on Watt Equipment in DeKalb, Mississippi. They've got your Massey Ferguson's brand new 23 up to 135 horse cab and air tractors. They've got all your hay equipment needs, all your bush hogs. If your tractor needs it, they got it. Also remember, they service all makes and models, whether it's green, orange, blue, red, or yellow. They can get your parts in. They can do your service on your equipment. Don't forget Watt Equipment, DeKalb, Mississippi.
The Scotty Ray Report studio is sponsored by Environment Masters, providing hassle-free heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical services since 1957, and now serving Meridian homeowners.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
As we check our record highs and lows, it was 2018, a warm day for us, 91. We'll get close to that at 88 today, believe it or not. Back in 78, I was nothing more than a little lad there, Odie Young. 32 degrees today. As we look at the temperature highs today, as you'll see Meridian coming in at 88. Philadelphia a tad cooler at 86 as we go northward to Oxford, hotty toddy country. 83 today there near the state line. As we go south, we'll follow pretty much what Meridian is. 88 as you get to the Gulf Coast. We should see somewhere around 83, and over in Natchez, we'll see 88 also there on the river. As we look at tonight's lows, here's what we got. Not bad for tonight. 58. We'll see 55 in Philadelphia and see that pretty much northward. As we go south, we'll get up to 64 in Gulfport, 60 over in Natchez for nighttime lows. Now, as we go to Bama, let's see what's going on there today. Oh, we'll talk about bad weather here in just a second. Here's what we've got for today. Demopolis should be 87, Birmingham coming in at 85, and we'll see 88 Montgomery, even Auburn coming in at a nice cool 85. Now, as we pull up this chart, let me backtrack here and show you this. This is the severe weather that is expected this weekend. And again, we're days away from this, so expect this to change and probably drift a little bit more southward. This will come in on Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. Now, the Delta area, anywhere from Yazoo to north to South Haven, Tunica area, will be a level 2. East Mississippi following under a level 2, including everything northward to the Tennessee state line. But starting at Philadelphia, all of Louisville, and just a little bit right now, a portion of Newton County will be a level 1. Now, Kemper and also Lauderdale, Clark County have not been included in this, but again, we're days away from this, and as this chart changes, we will most likely see this. Damaging wind gusts, held up to quarter size, and isolated severe thunderstorms. In this area up here, this level 2 area, we can't rule out the chance of some tornadic activity that could come into this area. We're going to watch that closely as all of that comes about. As we look at our temperatures, warm across Mississippi. You see it? That's hotter down in South Texas, always is, but we are warm in the great state of Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, through Georgia and Florida. As we look at our highs and temperatures over the next 7 days, here's what we got. As we see 87 to 88 today, depending upon where you're standing. Tomorrow's no better at 89. We'll end the week at 87. And then the rain chances start to come in. Saturday's going to be great. If you've got an outdoor event, it's only a 10% chance of rain at this point. We're up to a 50% chance of thunderstorms on Saturday leading into Sunday, that late night. As we look at this is going to be a chance there. As we look at Monday, we'll see a 10% chance of showers, and by Tuesday, an 83. So this weather will be crossing in from Saturday night to Sunday morning, most likely, is what we're seeing here. Everything is subject to change when it comes to the weather. We'll keep you updated on that as we look at this. All the way through the 29th, we'll see sunny weather there, about 80. And we start to see about the 24th, 70-degree weather for the highs anyway, 79. And then we'll drop down to about 76 for a couple of days. And by the 29th, as we're getting close to November, can y'all believe we're getting ready to say November? Whew, 75 for a high there. And I see our first taste of 49 coming in on October the 29th. Again, still time to get your heaters checked and getting ready for all that. What's happening with the fishing today? And let's go out to Clarkdale Superette if you're going to be heading out to your favorite hole today. 7:25 this morning to 9:25 is the best time we can give you to go fishing today as we look at this. A minor time will be later this afternoon between 2:30 to 4:30. Sunrise hitting in just a few moments from now, about 4 minutes from now. 6:58 will officially be the sunrise this morning as daylight is breaking. Sunset comes in at 6:21. All right, now what's happening with deer hunting today? What's the best times to be in the woods today to hunt? Where did it go? I'll have to find it. Oh, here it is. There we go. Today is an average day. Not the best there is. East-northeast wind around 5 miles an hour. 7:30 to 9:30 is perfect deer hunting times. A minor time will be from 3 until 4 this afternoon. Sunrise again at 6:58, sunset at 6:21. Brought to you by our friends there at Wimberley Taxidermy. Now, Let's look at this, and then we'll go back and look at live radar. Here's what we got with the National Hurricane Center. Lorenzo is a tropical storm, 40 miles an hour, gust of 52. The good news I can tell you about this is moving north at 13 miles an hour. It is going away from us. Let's go over and take a look at live radar, and I'll show you how this is going to twist back and go away from us. We've had a very mild year. Let's hope it stays that way. As we back out to bring you this, we'll go to Doc's Toyota radar. Look at this, how it turns. It's going to make a loop, is what we're showing there, and could come back to the Dominion Republic, but no chance of hurting us at this point in time. We don't see it being much more. It'll fizz out before long. As we go back over and take a look at what's going on in Mississippi, we got just a teeny bit of fog up here at Corinth. Not much. Birmingham has a little bit, and the further to the east, northeast we go from Knoxville as we get into Kentucky and West Virginia. Look at Charleston this morning. You might not be able to see those bricks sidewalks there in Huntington, West Virginia. It's a lot there. No rain in our area. We've got pretty much a clear area all throughout the Gulf of America. Cuba's got a little bit of rain, but nothing too serious there. Dolly, good morning. Glad to see you there. Mike Dallas joining us. Stevie, good morning, good morning. We're already at 6:56. We're going to be back in about 2 minutes live to bring you the morning show. We got our coffee running. Do you? Get yours. Join us for a cup. We'll tell you all about what's happening throughout the area here at the Scotty Ray Report. Join us, won't you?